Hello everyone, in this video we will be learning about box plots in Seaborn. Box plots in Seaborn are also known as categorical distribution plots because they help us visualize the different categories of data very effectively. Box plots are a way of displaying the distribution of the data based on the summary statistics like the mean, median and the different percentiles. If you're not aware of these concepts, I will be discussing them in depth during the coding part. Box plots help us in telling the value of outliers and they help in detecting the outliers quite effectively. Then we can use different feature engineering techniques to remove these outliers. Box plots also help us in identifying the distribution of the data. So this may be normal distribution, Gaussian distribution or the other types of distribution as well. They also help us in gauging the skewness of the data. So it also helps us in telling whether the data is left skewed, right skewed or not skewed at all. Here is a very interesting diagram which shows the different components of a box plot. So as you can see, we have three distinct lines over here. So the yellow line represents the median or the 50th percentile, and the line to the left of this represents the 25th percentile or the quartile 1. And the line to the right represents the 75th percentile or the quartile 3. All these three lines or this box of the box plot represents the interquartile range, and you can see two vertical lines, vertical black lines over here. So these lines are called as whiskers. They help in gauging the minimum and maximum value of the data which we are feeding into our notebook. So the minimum value is the value of the quartile 1 minus 1.5 times the value of the total interquartile range, which is obtained by subtracting the value of the 75th percentile and the 25th percentile. And the maximum value similarly is the value of the quartile 3 plus 1.5 times the value of the interquartile range. The values which lie to the left and right of these whiskers, so these values over here, are known as outliers. Here they are represented by green circles, and we can also change this to something say like diamonds, or even change the color of these outlier points. We will be learning on how to do this in the coding part. So without any further ado, let's code very interesting and visually attractive box plots in Seaborn. The first thing that we're going to do is load the required dependencies and libraries. So here I have loaded the pyplot, Seaborn and pandas library with their respective aliases. And the second thing I'm going to do is load the penguins dataset. So penguins is an inbuilt dataset that comes with the Seaborn library. So we can load the dataset using the load underscore dataset function of Seaborn. The next thing I've done is I've had a sneak peek at the dataset using the head function of the pandas library. Here you can see that we have columns such as species, island, bill length mm, flipper length mm, body mass index, and the sex also. So the next thing I'm going to do is print a list of all the various summary statistics that comes with the data using the describe parameter or describe function of pandas. So you can just do penguins.describe, and you can see that we get a list of summary statistics for the numerical data which is in our data set. The various types of summary stats here are mean, standard deviation, minimum, the different percentiles, and also the maximum value. Now let's draw a very simple box plot in Seaborn. We can do this using the sns.boxplot function and specify the value of the column. So here let's specify bill length mm as our column. So you can specify bill length mm as the column. Okay, we should specify penguins dot bill length mm. So this is important so that the Seaborn library knows where to reference for the particular column. And we can also specify the x-axis and the y-axis also. But before that, let me just verify all the quartiles and also the whiskers in this box plot. So as you can see, the middle value represents the median. So it's somewhere around 43.92. So I guess this is also around 43.92 as it's shown on the x-axis. And similarly, the 25th percentile is 39.22. So That's also correct. Similarly, the 75th percentile is around 48.5, and the max and min is also plotted accurately on the x-axis. We can also give two values, one each for the x-axis and the y-axis from our column. So this is quite simple to do. Let me copy this and paste it over here. And on the y-axis, let's specify the penguins.bill length column, and on the x-axis, let's specify the island. So penguins.island, and now you can see that on the x-axis we have the different islands. So we have the Torgerson Island, the Biscoe Island, and the Dream Island, and on the y-axis we have the bill length in mm. We can also give another category as an attribute to the box plot function. So this is the done using the hue parameter. So let me copy this, paste it over here, and give the hue as sex. So if you have seen my previous video on bar plots in Seaborn, I mean not the previous one but the one before that, then you may be aware of the hue attribute. If you haven't, then I'll have a link to the video in the description box. And now let's specify the hue as sex. And now you can see that each of our box plots in this particular chart gets divided into two separate categories, one for the male and one for the females, and it's also divided based on the islands as well. So this is good. And we can also interchange the x and y axes so that we get a horizontal chart instead of a vertical one. This is also quite simple, and we can just interchange the x and y axes like this. Let's keep the hue, and now you can see that we get horizontal plots instead of a vertical one. You can either use horizontal or vertical plots based on the aesthetics of your data, and you can also order the bars like we did in the bar plots video as well. So let me copy this and paste it over here, and let's specify the order as a list. Let me give Biscoe as the first island name. The second one we can give Torgerson, and the third one we can give it as Dream. Now you can see that our ordering of the islands has changed on the y-axis. So first comes Biscoe, then comes Torgerson, and the third one is Dream. Similarly, the order of the hue, here we have specified as sex, can be also changed using the hue order property. Since this is very similar to the order property itself, so I'm not going to code this. And you can also change the values of the the color of the boxes to a particular color which you want using the color attribute. We have also done this in the bar plots video as well. So let me specify the color as let's say green. So I've used the alias name G for green. Similarly, you can use Y for yellow and R for red. You can refer to the documentation of Seaborn for more such aliases for the colors. Now you can see that we get sort of light green color for the male boxes, and for the female box plots we get a dark green color. You can also specify the width of the boxes to whatever you like, but I don't like doing this because Seaborn itself provides you with the right width for the boxes depending upon your data and the distribution of your data. So let us do that anyway, just for demo sake. Let me specify this is 1.5. Now you can see that the width of the boxes increases, and there's also overlap over here. So that's why I don't like using this attribute, because it's very unpredictable and makes your plots don't look very nice. And you can also specify the length of the whiskers. So basically these vertical bars are called whiskers. I explained it in the first part of the same video, so if you have forgotten. And let's remove the color, and let's specify the whisker size as 2, or let's say 0.5. Okay, now you can see that the length of the whiskers decreases. So the default length of the whiskers is 0.8, but you can decrease it to anything. I like to keep it at 0.8 itself because that's the default value. And now you can see that we get some more outliers because the interquartile range has changed, and so has the distance between the 25th percentile and the minimum, and the 75th percentile and the maximum also. So we get a lot more outliers over here. And the last thing that we are going to do is we can also check whether we want the whiskers to appear or not appear at all. So this can be done using the show caps parameter. So show caps takes two boolean values, that's true and false. So true is the default value, and if you specify this as false like I am doing over here, you can see that the whiskers disappears. Now comes the most interesting part of this tutorial, which are the exercises. I request you to please solve these exercises for 1 or 2 hours before checking the solutions, because practice is the only way to get better at exploratory data analysis. I will have a link to this readme file with the questions and also the solutions in the description box below. Please do like the video and consider subscribing if you like the content. It motivates me to make more videos for you. In the next video, we'll be discussing about violent plots in Seaborn. Thank you.